happy Friday, everyone. My name is meteorologist Heather Kane. It's time for our daily hail forecast, sponsored by See-Through Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor Show, as well as Atlas Roofing. Thank you guys for sponsoring our videos. So let's get right into our weather headlines. We do have a risk of severe weather along the Gulf Coast. We'll talk about exactly what areas we'll see a chance for both hail and wind, although I think wind is going to be the more prominent threat today. And then as we get into tomorrow, we do have a marginal risk returning to the northern plains region, so we'll talk about that as well. And then we will jump into Sunday as well as into the beginning of the work week to see if there are any areas that we need to watch for severe weather as well. But before we do that, we do have a few events coming up. The first one is the TAMCO 50th anniversary event. This is going to be in Denver, Colorado at 5300 East 43rd Avenue. And then, this is going to be on June 23rd, so make sure you go and sign up. There is a scan code there for you guys to do that, and it's going to be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the 23rd. And then also on June 23rd, down in Grapevine, Texas, we have a lunch and learn event at 1901 South Main Street. So come on down and get ready to learn more about the business. And then lastly, we have the Florida Roofing and Sheet Metal Expo from July 19th to the 22nd down in Daytona Beach, Florida. And more information can be found at www.floridaroof.com. So here are yesterday's storm reports. This is sponsored by See-Through Group. Thank you guys for sponsoring. Most of the activity was in the Central Plains from Nebraska to parts of Kansas down into Oklahoma and the Panhandle of Texas. You can see, like we had mentioned yesterday, the storms did start out as hail producers and then became more of a line as it moved to the south. There wasn't a whole lot of hail happening as it entered the Texas Panhandle in Oklahoma. It was mostly wind. And then we had a few hail reports come in for the western parts of North and South Dakota, and then some scattered wind and hail reports anywhere from Maryland down to the southeastern part of the U.S., all the way down to Florida, westward to early this morning in Arkansas and Louisiana. So here are our current conditions across the lower 48. We do have some rain going on in parts of Iowa, Illinois, Indiana. There's that low pressure still spinning in parts of Maine. And we have another low pressure up in Canada bringing some showers to the northwest. But you can see our main area of concern, if we zoom on in here, is this line of severe thunderstorms continuing to push on to the southeast. Shreveport, you just got some strong storms through your area. Jackson, Mississippi, you're getting hit right now. There are some severe thunderstorm warnings out in effect. You can see these orange boxes here. And then the pink box that you see is a severe thunderstorm watch that is out until 3 p.m. That is up for up to 70 mile per hour wind gusts and up to quarter size hail. And this will continue to move on to the southeast as we get throughout the day. So our current temperatures across the U.S., for the most part, we're really comfortable. The exception is down in Texas. It's 84 in Dallas, 92 in Houston. Really comfortable elsewhere, though. It's 79 in Atlanta, 81 in Miami, up in the 70s in most of the northern part of the U.S. And for those just waking up in Los Angeles, here at 66 right now. And in terms of our dew points, it's really uncomfortable along the Gulf Coast as we're getting that humidity and moisture pumping in from the Gulf of Mexico, helping to fuel those storms from Mississippi to Louisiana eastward. We have a 71-degree dew point in New Orleans. A little bit more comfortable, though, as we get behind these systems. 58 for a dew point in Atlanta, 68 in Dallas. So here is our future radar. Again, one particular runner, one particular model. So this is at 1 p.m. Storms will be continuing to move on to the southeast. Jackson, you're getting hit at this time, so this may be a little bit behind in terms of what's actually occurring, but it gets the gist of what's going on. So that's kind of, some good news. But as we get into the next few hours, this activity will continue to move on to the southeast, and as we get into later on this evening, it'll start to weaken New Orleans. You still have a chance to see some marginally severe weather, although I think by 8 p.m. when they knock on your door, they should be on the lower side of severe weather limits if they're still severe at all. And then we should quiet down substantially as we get into the overnight hours. We could still see a few little thunderstorms, but I'm not really expecting any of those to be severe. They'll just be a little bit noisy. And let's talk about our hail forecast for today. This is sponsored by American Contractor Show. Thank you guys for being a sponsor. Not really a lot of hail is expected today, and it's not expected to get very large, but if we do see any storms develop ahead of that main line that's pushing to the southeast, we could see anywhere from $1/4 to $1/2 size hail anywhere from the Jackson area southeastward to New Orleans, eastward to Mobile, Alabama. Again, the chances are going to be pretty low today because I think it's going to be a bigger wind event. And speaking of wind, let's take a look at that once I can get the clicker to do so. There we go. Here is our wind forecast for today. So Jackson, you're getting hit right now. So within the next little bit, your chances will start to decrease. And I think better chances to see those severe winds will be, of course, southeast of Jackson within the next hour or two. And then as we get into later on in the evening, Mobile as well as New Orleans, you have a chance to see up to 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, although I think by the time they reach you guys, they will be on the lower side of things as they're really going to start to lose their energy. But with the heating of the day, we could still see up to 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts for any of those storms. So let's jump into it tomorrow. We do have a risk returning to the northern plains. However, I think the storm coverage is going to be very isolated in nature. So this is at noon. Tomorrow we're going to wake up just some scattered showers around, more activity in parts of Montana, and then as we get into later on into the afternoon, you can see a few storms that will start to pop up. Again, very isolated in nature, and then this is at 9 p.m. Central Time. Again, just a few isolated storms will potentially develop here in central South Dakota and parts of southern North Dakota, and then those will move on to the southeast as we get into the overnight hours. And we could see some redevelopment as we get to around 4 a.m. So 4 a.m. getting into Sunday morning. So Sioux Falls, you can get some severe, potentially severe hail and wind as well. However, and I'll talk about all of that. This is at 7 a.m. They should start to die down. The one thing that I have been noticing that will keep these storms potentially from getting to really large hail levels is the potentially lack of moisture that will be around here in the risk area. So there will be some moisture around, and you can see as we get into 7 p.m. tomorrow, there'll be at least something. It's not going to be bone dry, but the values don't look really impressive. So these storms, I think, will be more elevated in nature. So there'll be high base, and once the hail falls out, there'll be some melting and all that fun stuff. So we have to keep an eye on this. If we do get some better moisture return, we could see some larger hail. But for now, this is looking at tomorrow. Thank you guys to Merlin Law Group for sponsoring. Let's take a look at tomorrow's risk. There will be a chance for large hail anywhere from Billings to Rapid City, Sioux Falls, as well as Omaha, and maybe as far east as Des Moines. I'm keeping the chances really low right now because there are some questions on how much moisture is going to be there, as well as the coverage. It looks like, again, those storms are going to be very isolated. So this could go up in terms of size if we get more moisture return, but we're going to keep this at golf ball size right now for the largest hail. And then in terms of wind, up to 60 mile per hour wind gusts are possible in the same areas for any storms that could get to severe weather limits. So again, Billings, Montana, Rapid City, Sioux Falls, southeastward to Omaha, and maybe as far southeast as Des Moines, Iowa. So we'll keep an eye on this for you as we get into tomorrow. And yes, stay tuned to here at Hill Trace for any updated information. Now getting into the next few days, here is our jet stream. Thank you, Atlas Roofing, for being a sponsor. We do have a trough here in the northeast that's going to continue to push out, and then we're going to just continue to watch those storms here in the southeast with that little disturbance. And then as we get into tomorrow, you can see a little bit of a wiggle here in the jet stream. So we're going to have a bit of a disturbance kicking out of the Rockies, and that will give us a shot of severe weather in the northern plains. You can see that little wiggle here, and that will be entering the northern plains around 6, 7 p.m. And then getting into a Sunday, we will again see another little disturbance here, potentially giving us another shot of severe weather in the northern plains. And then we'll see, as I'll show you in a few moments, for Sunday, a marginal chance will be possible for severe weather here in the Ohio Valley into the east. And then as we get into Monday, we'll see another little short wave within the larger trough here, giving us another chance of severe weather in the northern plains. And then as we get into later into Monday and then getting into Tuesday, we got to keep an eye on this trough to see if it does anything more substantial, as it looks like it's going to deepen as we get into Tuesday morning. So here is Sunday into Monday. You can see a pretty large area. We'll be watching at least for marginally severe weather. This is not going to be a big, outbreak or anything, but there is a marginal chance for severe weather from the Dakotas down to Nebraska, parts of Kansas, eastward into the Ohio Valley and into the Virginias. So basically from Iowa eastward, this is going to be a very marginal chance. The better chance for severe weather will be in the northern plains down in Nebraska. So I just want to mention that because I know it looks like it's a really large area, but again, the best chances will be in the northern plains. And then on Monday, that risk will continue to be here in the Dakotas. So, we got that northwest flow. We got those multiple little waves riding that northwest flow that will be giving us multiple chances to see severe weather here, especially in the Dakotas down into Nebraska as we get into, tomorrow, Sunday, as well as getting into Monday. So that's all I have for you today. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, as well as our new TikTok page. We've been having a lot of fun creating some fun content for you guys to watch, whether it's stuff going on here at the office or out in the field storm chasing. So make sure you follow us there. If you have any questions, concerns, or if you just want to say hi, you can give us a call at 855-334-4245. You can email us at info@hailtrace.com and check out our website at www.hailtrace.com. And I am meteorologist Heather Kay. I hope you all have a great rest of your Friday and a wonderful weekend.